My name is Celeste Khumalo. I am 26 years old from Johannesburg, and I'm an actress on Generations, a lead actress on Generations. So I grew up in Sandton, Johannesburg, and I was just the other kid, trying to find my place in this world. I was very shy. I still am, actually, and yeah, I just always had these dreams that one day I'm gonna be something, somewhere, somehow, and that's just going to happen in my life. So growing up, there was MTV and there was all of these movies and stuff. And I was just focused on those things. Like Beyonce was like my generation, and I was like, I'm gonna be like this girl, so I can't sing. But I knew that I was meant to be in entertainment and make a difference somehow in this world, hopefully by being an entertainer. And the main dream was to be an actress. So I was very fortunate to come from a background, or rather have a mother like mine. My mom was a beauty queen and a model as well, and in her day she was quite successful. So growing up, I saw a lot of the kind of work that she did, the images that she did, and for me it was just like, okay, this is viable for her as well. This was viable, we can do this. And very early, before I could even walk or talk, I was already doing some print work, some TV commercials. So it was just, this is the trajectory, we're going this way. With Miss Teen, I'd entered when I was younger. I was in grade 9, and I think I was like 15 or something, and I'd entered, and I thought I was gonna win, because everyone around you is like, oh, enter this pageant, you're gonna win, you're gonna win. So I entered and I made top 5, I didn't win. And then just, in high school, you start to figure out what it is that you want, who you want to be. And this is when Rihanna came through as well. And she had also just changed her image, good girl gone bad, and she was making her own decisions. And for me, it was just like, actually, I want to go into this world, being able to make my own decisions. I don't want to be in a pageant that's going to dictate how I'm going to behave or act, and for the rest of my life I'm going to be known by this title. So I was against Miss Teen. Matric comes and I'm like, I need to get a degree, and there is no money for it, and I didn't want a student loan. I had stood in that NSFAS line for 6 hours at UJ. I stood in that line, and even by the end of the day it was just like, So I spent the whole day in that line, got the application, then I'd gotten the loan, approval, but you had to put 3,000 Rand first. I didn't have it, so I was just like, actually, I'm not doing this. Then my mom was like, there's Miss Teen, and there is a bursary. And I was like, oh, Jesus, I don't want to do this. And then when I was getting closer to, the end of matric, I was like, okay, fine, we'll do it. But I don't want to be all of these things. And then we did it, and then we won, which was, yeah. So from there, I knew that was always going to be a step to get to where I wanted to get to. I finished my degree in corporate communication, and then I was introduced into entertainment. So it obviously is a place that helped me step up to where I needed to. And as much as it annoys me when people bring it up, it's important, because it was a big stepping stone. So my first acting role, gosh, I did a couple of corporate films that were showed to quite a number of children around the country to assist them with schooling and handling their finances. And then the next one was on Mzansi Wetu, yes. And it was those, homegrown films. And I was just that ghetto girl who, you know, the guy in the neighborhood got money and I was just that hun that went after him. So that was really my first one. It still plays. I cringe every now and then, but it's still there and it's part of the journey. And then the first main one was on The Queen when I was cast as Linda. There were multiple cameras, there were established artists, established actors, and there was Connie Ferguson, and you're just like, you know? I had to learn quickly. It was a sink or swim, and geez, I was just trying to float, you know, just trying to get by. But from there to where I am now with Generations, having done The Girl of St. Agnes, having shown up in a few other productions, this is it. Like, this is where I'm meant to be, this is where I'm staying, and we're going to get better from here. After The Queen, which I died abruptly, and that was also just like oh, I'm dying? Okay, cool. From there, it took about a year to get onto The Girl of St. Agnes. I hadn't worked on production for a year. And in between that, it was castings. It was meeting up with my acting coach every now and then, and also going through life. There's a lot of life that happens outside of TV, you know. I was doing my MBA. It's something I still want to finish. A lot of life has happened in between it, and it's very expensive, but I'm almost there. I'm almost done with the MBA. But then now St. Agnes came, and it was just an audition, and I hoped to get that role. And when I got it, I was just like, okay, we have arrived, you know? And just how they marketed the girl from St. Agnes, I mean, there were billboards, and they were like these huge, it was everywhere. And for me, it was like, I belong here. You know, if I'm cast alongside, you know, very, very established actors. When I walked into that reading, the script reading, I was just like, hey, agent, there are real actors here. What am I doing? And she's like, yeah, but you're an actor too. I was like, okay, cool, we're here. And it was an amazing experience, honestly. So getting on to Generations, I had been calling my agent last year when it was very quiet, and I was like, I'm sure there's an audition for something. Just call any studio, find out from them if there's anything that's happening. And nothing, you know. And then the call came, Celeste, this, and my agent was like, you're gonna get this role. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get this role. I was surprised when I got it. But coming into Generations, that is a show that has a lot of legacy, a lot of history, a lot of talent as well. A lot of the talent that we look up to came from this place. Coming in now with what I've done, and then coming into it, I treat myself like I am brand new at this career, and I'm still trying to figure things out, because it's a different set, it's different people, different vibes, and different needs from me as an actress. So it is still challenging, but I wake up every day happy that I'm going to work. Like, that is important for me, because again, I'm learning a lot about myself, about depending on myself as an actress, learning from the other actors, and knowing that this is just part of the journey that's going to get me to where I want to be.